We're going outside today. Hopefully, this live stream doesn't cut out. If it does, I'm filming it on another device and I'll post it later today. And there's also 12 days of yoga before today that have happened during this whole Flow from Home series, so you can check out one of those as well. Welcome. I apologize if my chickens start crowing during this, but just where I want it to be today. So I had a friend request that I share a mantra in one of my yoga classes. She said that her mind has just been going kind of everywhere in all the chaos of late, and that she would like a mantra to practice in order to bring her back into her heart. So today will be Mantra Monday, and our mantra today will be Om Mani Padme Hum. So just an overview, a mantra is a phrase that you recite in both the Buddhist and Tibetan and Hindu traditions. And different than a prayer, it's something that you recite and almost try to lose yourself within to find a deeper part of yourself. So they're words and syllables that your mind and your heart and your entire being can focus on in order to not let the rest of the world run your life. So this mantra I've chosen today, Om Mani Padme Hum, means praise to the jewel in the lotus. And a lotus is a flower that grows within mud. So we're praising the jewel inside of the lotus, the jewel inside of ourselves that is able to arise up from the muck and the yuck and the mud that surrounds us and bloom and blossom. So when reciting this mantra, see if you can envision that lotus flower blooming, no matter what's sticking to the outsides of it or comes in its way. So a mantra can either be something that you recite out loud or in your head. I'll recite it out loud for us. So finding any seat that suits you. You could sit up in Virasana with the knees bent if you want a more symmetrical posture for yourself today. I'll be cross-legged. And allowing your eyes to gently close. Today we'll place thumb and pointer finger together and palms face down on the knees or in the lap, for more of a grounding mudra or hand position. Instead of connecting right in with the breath, we'll connect right in with the mantra. So saying either out loud or in your head, Om Mani Padme Hum. We'll repeat that for about a minute or so. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Keep it repeating inside of yourself. Coming back to this mantra throughout our class together today, whenever your mind begins to wander. A mantra meant to praise the jewel in the lotus, and to praise the bright, beautiful light that arises in ourself out of the mud. Inhaling, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhaling, twist towards your right. One hand in front of you, one hand behind you. And keeping the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum flowing throughout your mind. Inhaling back to the middle, arms reach up to the sky. And exhaling, twist the opposite direction. One hand in front of you, one hand behind you. And coming back to those words, letting them be your home base. Inhaling, reach the hands up to the sky. This time, bring the right hand to the ground. Stretch up and over towards the right. And keep your right sit bone rooted down into the ground. Begin to curl your left armpit, left side of the chest, up towards the sky. Inhaling, both arms reach up, elongating in the sides of the waist. Exhaling up and then over towards the left. And keeping that right sit bone rooted down as your anchor. As the point where you place the words into the ground, Om Mani Padme Hum. On a breath in, come back up towards the middle. Reach the arms out to a T. On an exhale, curl everything back, seated cat-cow. Inhale, expand the chest, lift up through the heart, arms reach back. A few breaths back and forth here. Reciting a mantra with each breath as you move. Bringing your hands onto your knees, take a few circles with the ribs in one direction. If it feels like nothing is moving, then you're doing it right. You're finding just movements in your ribs, switching directions. If you're hearing a weird sound behind me, it's because my chicken just learned how to sneeze yesterday. Lovely. Make your way onto all fours. Inhaling, dropping the belly spine towards the ground, cat pose. And exhaling, press everything down, curl the belly in and up to the side. Take a few rounds back and forth, but feel like your hands and your knees are dragging towards each other all throughout the movement. So it creates a nice healthy tension throughout your body that supports the entire width of your range of motion. Coming into a neutral spine between a cat and cow. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the side. Exhale, thread the needle, reach the right arm towards the left. Left fingertips come overhead, bending the elbow. Send the hips to the right. Ideally, back of the shoulder blade on the right comes towards the ground. And keep a slight press of your head into the ground so your neck stays a little more active in this position instead of just succumbing to gravity. Pressing the left hand down. Inhale, reach it back and up to the right. And exhale, release the hands down. Come back, child's pose. Sitting bum back towards the heels, arms reach out long in front of you. Release the forehead into the ground. And recite the mantra again here. Om Mani Padme Hum. Feeling the words reverberate through you, making the change for you. Inhaling back up to all fours. Left arm reaches up into the sky. On an exhale, reach the left arm towards the right hand side, reaching it through as far as you can. Right fingertips overhead, or you can bring them behind the back, looking for that left inner thigh. Whatever suits your spine here. And as your muscles begin to unravel and activate, what words, what emotions might you implant in them? And could it be that of a jewel arising from the middle of a lotus, coming out of the mud, out of the muck? Exhaling, right hand presses down, lift the left arm up to the left. And exhale the hand. Reaching back with the right foot, flex the right heel, press back through your heel. And stack the right hip on top of the left as you reach the right arm up towards the sky. Maybe you reach the right arm towards the front of your mat, getting that first beautiful long stretch in the right side of the body. Exhaling, right hand down, bring the knee back to all fours. Coming onto the left foot reaches back, flex through that left heel. And then opening up, stacking left hip on top of right. Left hand reaches to the sky or the front of the mat. Feel your breath expanding into the space around you. Imagine it supporting the outside of your body. Exhaling, coming back to all fours. Make your way into a plank position or modified push-up. Finding your mantra here on your exhales. Can you let this moment not be about strength or about a position that you're supposed to hold to help your back or your belly? Can you just let it be about those words? Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Roll the shoulder blade, repose. Hands try to drag back. Exhale, release. Take the hands a little wider. Inhale, cobra pose. Hands try to drag back. Exhale, release. Take them off your mat even wider. Tent the fingertips. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Pressing back through all fours. And tucking those toes under. Make your way to downward facing dog. Feeling your body out here. Maybe walking the feet back and forth, or walking them forwards and backwards. And feeling the length under your armpits, the length along the sides of your waist. And on an exhale, walk your feet to the front of your mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, swing side to side. allowing your forehead to be soft. Bring your hands to your upper thigh. And on a breath in, lift up halfway, extend the spine long. Exhale, fold it forward. Bend the knees, roll up to standing. Arms circle up to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, hands down through your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold it forwards. Knees can bend as the hands come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Heels want to kick to the sky. Exhale, fold it forward. Step the right leg back, dropping the right knee down. Anjaneyasana. Scissor the inner thighs together as the arms, waist lift up overhead. Can you feel the strength of your legs here, allowing there to be a little more space, a little more expansiveness side to side in the low back? Exhaling, hands down. Tuck the back toes under, downward facing dog. Inhaling, forward plank position. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhaling, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Pressing back through all fours, child's pose, forehead to the ground, and breathe. And as we start to move a little bit faster on our mats, what's the first thing to go? Whatever it is, can you bring it back to that mantra? Om Mani Padme Hum. Weaving the words throughout your body. Inhale, come back forward, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, walking the feet back. And then exhale, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Lifting up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Rise to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, circle the arms, gather space. Exhale, hands in prayer down to your heart. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward, hands down through your heart. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold it forward, step the left foot back, drop the left knee down. Inhaling, lift the arms, chest up, Anjaneyasana. Finding that right heel, scissoring towards the left knee. Gathering the front of the ribs together so you feel more space in the back of the ribs. Like they're lifting up towards your hands. Exhaling, frame the front foot. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here in down dog or to come forward into a plank position and take your version of a vinyasa, coming down and then raising up to cobra or up dog. 5 breaths in down dog. Option to come down for child's pose if that's what you're needing today. Meeting in downward facing dog. On a breath in, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, coming forward to plank. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up and back. Last time, inhale, knee to nose, holding it there. Lift the knee up a little higher, then step the foot down, high lunge, arms rise up overhead. Find that same action of the inner thighs engaging together. Send the left hip back, send the right hip forwards. And clasping the hands behind the head. Lift up in the back of the neck so you find an even longer back of your spine here. Inhale, lift up a little higher. And exhale, fold it forwards, reaching your hands back behind you for an airplane arm lunge here. Inhale, rise the arms, torso back up. And exhale, frame the front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa here or stay in downward facing dog. And press the hands down and away from the feet. On a breath in, right leg lifts up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose. Twice more on your own breath. Perhaps bringing in Om Mani Padme Hum on each exhale here. Holding the third, right knee lifts up a little higher. And dragging back, left hip dragging forwards. Hands clasped behind the head. Lift up through the back of the head, extending the nape of the neck here. Feel like you're making a little double chin with your neck, releasing the back of the neck here. And on an exhale, airplane arms reach back behind you. Torso comes parallel towards the ground. Inhaling, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, frame the front foot, stepping forward, Uttanasana. Take the feet about hip distance apart. Bending the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Feel like you're engaging a block in between your thighs and your upper arms here. Gather the front of the ribs together and sink the hips down, back, and lower. Exhale, coming to stand. Lifting the right leg up towards hip height. Bring the left hand to the outer right thigh, twisting towards the right. Right arm reaches back behind you. Mantras are perhaps best used in balancing poses. And finding something besides thinking about balance to focus your mind on. Inhaling, turn back towards center. Pressing the right leg back behind you, warrior three. Arms come to those airplane arms. Flex the right foot back behind you. Left leg can be straight or bent. Keep reaching that right heel back behind you. Start to bend the left leg, coming into warrior two. Arms come to that lovely expansive T position. And this might be your first warrior two in a while. Or maybe you're completely sick of warrior two. Whichever one you are, can you focus your intention on those words? On the Om Mani Padme Hum. that help us reveal the jewel in the lotus that we are. Straightening the left leg, triangle pose. Left arm reaches long. When the wrist reaches towards the ankle, flipping into that little T position. Hand can be on the thigh, keeping a more upright triangle pose, lengthening the sides of the waist here, finding your strength. Or you can bring that hand towards the ground if your strength allows you to do so. Notice where your mind wanders off to. Notice how much time is wasted that way. Bring it back. Inhaling, rising back on up. Bending the left knee, coming into side angle pose this time. Forearm to the left thigh. Right arm extends up and towards the front of the mat, just like we did at the start of class. Pressing down through the outer edge of the right foot. So the right pinky toe is active here. See if you could take that left arm and reach it out towards the right side of the body for one breath in here. And exhale, frame the front foot. Straighten the left leg, turn all 10 toes towards the front of the mat. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Option to take this more static or bend the front leg and straighten it with a few breaths. Taking more of an active resistant stretch. Feeling like your left heel wants to kick back as you bend it and as you straighten. And on an exhale, right foot steps forward, Uttanasana. Bending those knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit the bum back. Try to keep the knees over the ankles. Bring the hands to the ribs. Seal the front of those ribs together. Like they just want to kiss each other, one side to the other side. From there, the arms lift up while the bum sinks back and down. Exhale, coming to stand. Left leg lifts up this time. Twisting towards our left. Right arm comes to outer left thigh. Left arm reaches back. Om Mani Padme Hum. And exhale brings you back towards the center. Reaching the left leg back behind you, warrior three. Arms come to those airplane arms. Reach the left heel and the crown of the head equal and opposite of each other. Feel like your left heel wants to kick your left bum as you bend the right leg so softly, gently touching the back foot down in warrior two. And finding that right heel intersecting the middle of that left arch. Left outer foot parallel towards the back of the mat or turned in slightly. Allowing the shoulders to rest down. The bottom of the feet to spread into the ground. Maybe you spread the toes and place them down. With those nice light toes, straighten the right leg. Reach the right wrist out over the right ankle and then tip towards triangle. Finding a place where the strength of the sides of your waist, your obliques, can bring you to. When we bring our flexibility or the length of our muscles beyond a place where we have strength, that's where we create instability. And so it's better to be somewhere you can control and be active in than somewhere where you just get passive. Inhaling, rising on up, warrior two. Coming into side angle pose, right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm extends out in the diagonal towards the front of the mat. Turning the palm back behind you. Taking that right arm, reaching it out in front of you for one breath here. And exhaling, framing the front foot, stepping back down. Word facing dog. And taking down dog or child's pose here while I catch my breath. And from down dog, stepping the left foot forward for a low lunge, dropping the right knee down. You can fold over the right side of your mat to pad your knee, or bring a nice blanket under that right knee to reach on back for a quadricep stretch here. I understand this might be a little bit too intense for some people. So you can either come to lay on your side for a quadricep stretch or come to standing. Most important thing being here is it's not this passive pull of the muscle. It's this nice energetic muscular engagement. Your inner thighs are trying to draw towards each other here. My right foot is trying to kick into my hand as my hand brings the heel to my bum. There's nice active muscle spindles that are supporting the movement of my muscles toward lengthening here. Exhale, releasing that leg down. Coming into runner stretch, straightening the left leg in front of you. Hips are right over that right knee. Point and flex the left foot, flossing that sciatic nerve and all of its branches through the connective tissue in the back of the leg. And then coming to stargazer. Right shin flips parallel to the back of the mat. Right hand comes to the outside of the right leg, extending left arm and leg opposite directions of each other here. Option, if you like, to take and lift that left leg, grabbing onto the left foot for another quadricep stretch here. I'm coming through a vinyasa right now if it suits you, or holding down dog. And shaking the head out, no. Nodding the head, yes. Right foot steps forward. First two straight legs for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. All 10 toes pointing towards the front here. Option to take this passive or active, bending that right leg and moving it towards straight. Digging that right heel, right big toe down. Feeling like you want to kick the right heel towards the back of the mat as you bend and straighten the leg. And then coming into a low lunge, left knee drops towards the ground. Thigh stretch, left arm reaches back for that left thigh. I should have mentioned on the other side, if that leg's not available to you, you can grab a strap or a sweatshirt or a long sleeve shirt and wrap it around that foot and begin to pull that heel towards your bum. Actively, the left knee tries to draw forwards. The left tailbone tries to reach down towards the ground. So you lengthen the quadriceps muscle even more. Muscles, I should say. Exhale, release the leg. Straightening the right leg in front of you, coming into runner's lunge here. Hips are back over that left knee. Spine could be nice and long here or folded forwards. Point and flex the right foot. Noticing where your mind wanders to. And if just for this practice, you can bring it back to that mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. And turning the left shin parallel to the back of the mat, stargazer on the left hand side. And turning the left side of the chest towards the sky. Maybe bending the right knee and reaching for the right foot, if that's what this side is asking for. Exhaling, come back to top of a push-up plank position. Lifting the inner thighs up and back, downward facing. Right leg lifts up into the air. Exhale, step it through pigeon pose. Right shin parallel or at an acute angle at the front of the mat. Engage the inner thighs together so that you could bring your hands onto your hips. That's how much support there is in the muscles here to making sure that our hip muscles lengthen appropriately. From here, begin to tip the torso forward, then bring your hands down. Maybe you keep a nice active spine and you stay lifted here, or option to fold forwards for sleeping pigeon. And this pose isn't available to you. You can come onto your back for a figure 4 stretch, like so. In this slower yoga practice, there's more space for your mind to creep in. There's less running about and busyness. There's more chances to focus your mind on your heart, on the intention to grow that lotus flower up and out of the mud. Praise to the jewel of the lotus, Om Mani Padme. Letting the practice be as simple as just repeating that. And then inhale, rise back on up. And sitting on your right butt cheek, swing the left leg up and around, cross the left foot over towards the right hip. You're like, oh my God, no way, not happening. Just straighten that right leg in front of you. You could either have the left foot towards the middle of the right knee or cross it over if available. From there, inhale, extend the spine long. Feel your sit bones tip back, a little arch in your spine here. Exhaling, twist towards the right hand side. Returning to the mantra. Inhaling back towards the center. Unraveling your legs. And stepping back, top of a push-up plank position. This time joining me through a vinyasa, lowering down. And inhaling up to cobra or up dog. Using the strength of the inner thighs to bring you up and back, down dog. The left leg lifts up on an inhale. Exhale, step it through pigeon pose. Again, that shin is either parallel with the front of the mat or at this nice acute angle. Bend the heel a little more closer towards the hip. Engage the inner thighs together. Lift up, hands towards the hips. Or just the very tip of the fingertips to the ground, finding your strength here. Where strength meets flexibility is where stability comes. Begin to tip your torso forward. Fingertips come down. Maybe you stay in this active form of the pose, or maybe you lower towards a more passive form. Again, figure four with the left shin crossed on top of the right thigh is also an option here. And coming back to your home base. And coming back to the flow of the breath in the back of the body. And coming back to the warmth you can cultivate inside yourself at all times. Inhale to rise on up, shifting the weight to the left bum, swing the right leg over, crossing the legs, or straightening out that left leg, just bringing the right heel towards the bum as much as you can. Inhaling. I'm on the wrong way here. Left leg crosses on top of right. Inhaling, right arm to the sky. Exhale, twisting towards the left. And taking a more active twist, pressing arm into leg, leg into arm to help to lift the heart up, to help to lengthen the sides of the waist away from the hips, so that the low back can breathe. Inhaling, coming back to the center. This time, make your way down onto your back. And crossing the right leg over the left. Scoot the hips to the right. Drop the legs down to the left. Arms come into nice goalpost arms or a T. I'm working goalpost arms to help with a little bit more external rotation in my shoulders. Staying active where it feels like you need to stay active. Maybe like engaging the inner thighs together or pressing the back of the head into the ground. Letting go where it feels like you can let go. maybe in the gaze of your eyes or your pelvic floor muscles. And bringing your attention back to the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. On an exhale, bring the legs back up towards the center and place both feet on the ground, evening out the hips here. And press the back of the hands down into the ground so the palms face open towards the sky. On an inhale, roll up one little vertebrae at a time, coming into bridge pose. Try to kick your heels back towards your bum, knees reach to the front of the mat. Maybe the hands come to clasp under the back. Maybe you just keep pressing the back of the arms into the ground, firing up the beautiful back body here. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Cross the left leg over the right. Bring the hips to the left, drop the legs to the right. Arms to a T or goalpost arm. Allow the head to turn where it wants to turn. If it's following the twist of the spine, that should be towards the left. Breathing into the whole world inside of your body. Ready to bloom at any moment. Just waiting for your attention. Inhaling, legs come back to center. One more bridge pose here. Pressing the feet into the ground, back of the palms down. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time towards bridge. Maybe walking the hands together to clasp or pressing the back of the hands into the ground a little more. Sending out on each exhale an Om Mani Padme Hum. Allowing your movement to become a mantra. Exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Grabbing the underside of the thighs or the outer edge of the feet. Happy baby pose here. Allowing our pelvic floors to release, spreading between our sit bones. Draw in even deeper breaths here. And take any last pose that's calling out to you here. And releasing down into Shavasana whenever you're ready. letting it be simple. Letting your intention for the day being as simple as Om Mani Padme Hum. Remembering those words. As you start to recite a mantra, you'll start hearing it come out in those smaller or closed down moments. You'll hear it come out when things start to get chaotic. Like a foghorn calling you home to yourself. Into the lighter, truer, jewel part of yourself. Let your body become the mantra, vibrating with the words Om Mani Padme Hum. Allowing yourself to rest in Shavasana as long as you want. It's been an honor being with you on this Mantra Monday. Namaste.